Good evening and a warm welcome to everyone here from Talking Films Online, TFO for short. TFO was founded almost on a whim by Professor Nikhila and myself during the lockdown. Since then, TFO has had uninterrupted discussions on films from all over the world every Saturday at 9 p.m. on Zoom. It is a group of film scholars, researchers, students, teachers, and anyone passionate about cinema. It has been our practice to invite people to select and lead the discussion of the chosen film, which we watch in our own time and place. On some occasions, filmmakers, editors, and cinematographers have joined our sessions. Aparna Sen, Girish Kasarvalli, and Adur Gopalakrishnan, to name a few. We have held film festivals such as East European, Iranian, Women's Cinema, and others. In the month of June each year, to celebrate our anniversary, we hold a smartphone short film making contest for students and a lecture series in various university departments. We are delighted to have with us the filmmaker of Ek Rajput Kisan, Dr. Bhawani Singh Rathore. He is an electrical engineer and is currently working as DGM projects at Inox Green Energy Services Limited. He was given a national award by the Indian Wind Energy Forum 2021 for his contribution to sustainable energy. He has a production house called Kriti Productions. He is writer, director, producer, and actor. He has made a documentary, Ek Rajput Kisan, which is the film we will be discussing now, and a short film, Good Samaritan. He is a member of the Screenwriting Association and Indian Motion Picture Producers Association of India. To lead the discussion, we have with us Divya Joshi, Professor and Head, Department of English, Government Dungar College, Bikaner. Welcome to you, Dr. Bhawani Singh, Divya Joshi, and to all those who have logged in to yet another session of TFO. Thank you all, and over to Divya.
The documentary for discussion today is titled Ek Rajput Kisan, the real story of Umet Singh Ji Rathore of Singawal village of Rajasthan. Rajasthan is an incredible state located in northern India and is cocooned in cultural and ancient history, popularly called as a land of warriors. What is peculiar about Rajasthan is that its culture defines every element of it, whether it be the heritage culture, safari, glittering golden sand dunes, lush green forest, and wildlife. When we talk about the Rajputs of Rajasthan, they were a warrior state known for their bravery, chivalry, and a strong sense of honor. And that is why Rajasthan is sometimes and most of the times called as a symbolic land of heroism and loyalty. When I was watching this film, Ek Rajput Kisan, the real story of Umet Singh Ji, of course, since I belong to Rajasthan, so this was something which is very close to my heart. But the unique feature of this documentary is that apart from this being a meticulous account of the life of a tireless, you can call it skilled farmer, Umet Singh Ji, it is very individualistic in its approach, because Umet Singh Ji as a farmer, as depicted in the film, is a visionary who is far ahead of his times. This story talks about his financial crunch, almost to the level of depravity, and the tough times he faced raising a family of 4 brothers and sisters without any formal education, but vis-a-vis an experience of farming, which is well reflected in the concept of the Annadata, because he says that he came out as a farmer and brought about all those innovative techniques, initiations, and ideas into farming because he wanted to uplift the farmer of his village. In the film, he talks about these initiations of his when he talks about the bringing of electricity into the village, the use of fertilizers, the use of modern technology, seeds, etc. Let me talk about the beginning of the film, because since it's a film and a documentary, cinematography is a very, very beautiful aspect of this film, because as the film opens, we see the common sights of Rajasthani women carrying pitchers and fodder on their heads, the buffaloes, the Anaj Mandi scene, which is the marketing yard, and the use of colors, which is beautifully done, because the film almost begins with the rising of the sun and ends with the setting of the sun. And very interestingly, in Rajasthan, both the rising and the setting sun captivates us with their beauty, because in the scattering effect of those, dispersed molecules leave a very spectacular orange color on the skies, and it matches with the sand dunes and the color of the sand. Second thing about cinematography is important to talk about is the use of camera angles, the use of open spaces, the farms, the greenery, the use of black and white, of course, to show the past and the background, and also the use of music, wherein a typical folk ambience has been provided in the use of instruments typical to the place, that is the Ravan Hatha, and the invocation, because the film starts with an invocation to Lord Ganesha and ends with a worship in a temple on a hillock of goddess Annapurna, which is again a very common sight in villages which rely on farming and agriculture. We also find a reference to the folk deity Tejaji, because he is considered to be a focal deity related with snakes, and also one very small incident where Umed Singh Ji is seen daring to open the Mori, the canal snake encounter, and he comes out safe. If we talk about the characters, because it's a documentary, so we don't have the script writing and the character as in performance, but the characters that are shown in the documentary, like his family members, his grandchildren, they form a very important part of this documentary, because every single member, whether be it the villagers, his friends, they talk about him as their leader, in their gestures, in their anecdotes, in their opinions about Umed Singh Ji. And at one point, it's very interesting to see that Umed Singh Ji knows that the film is being shot, and he calls Mukesh to, get him clicked with him simultaneously.
Subject.
Yeah, continue.
Yeah. Did he also advise the villagers about the fertilizers and the chemicals and the need of organic fertilizers? This is one question. Then I have another question. This was your first film, if I understood well, and it was directed also by Rohit Gupta, right? And I want to know how did it go? How was the relationship with Rohit Gupta? Because sometimes it's not easy, but very inspirational to be two directors, you know. Normally in films there is one director, and when there are two heads, two direction, it's very inspirational, it's very interesting. But how did the relation go with him and the team?
Yeah. First, thank you, Fabian. First, I want to reply your question about this agriculture means fertilizer. So initially in 1986, when my father was means chosen the best farmer of the Ajmer district and sent for this Motilal Nehru Farmers Training Institute, and he was awarded also. So at that time, the main reason was the best production on the farms, because at that time the time was of using the fertilizer, that is the urea and DAP at that time. So at that time, normal public people they feel fear that this chemical will destroy our crops or everything like that. At that time my father used that particular fertilizer, and very high production is given, and on basis of that he was awarded at that time. But now he also personally feel that that fertilizer has totally destroyed our soil strata. Our soil is totally wasted, and now we have to go only in organic farming. So he is also right now using some different type of fertilizers, means organic like, and even pesticide he is using by his own made, that is through lemon or aloe vera and all these things from neem, you can say. So it is his totally suggestion. He is suggesting each and every farmer in my village that don't go with this urea and DAP, because ultimately your this condition of the farm will be totally destroyed. Or we have to use more and more natural fertilizer, means that is cow, you can say birds, we can say. So now he is in on only organic farming, and he is suggesting like that. And the second question you is that how the second two director, actually the story is very interesting. Basically, I just want to say here. Initially, when I was new, so I approached some party. So then at that time, Rohit Gupta was the leading that one totally. So when he came, but the contribution of that film, and in the last stage, actually film, you can say this song, you can say, and this narration part, and oral this editing part, you can say, that is done by me, dedicated by me, because at that time last day he left basically, but I kept his name also there. So it is very typical, two directors is very typical, because I was also not aware, but when I put so much efforts in that film, from script to shooting to uh, final editing, and then after narration and final editing, and this involving this song basically, then I thought, yeah, why not be, if I am doing so much work, why not I am a director also. And he has left at that time basically, because once the name of this title registration came, at that time conflict arises. uh, while my contract was that you just make a film and you have to hand over me the MPV file, this MP4 file only. What I have to do, that is my choice. But once this film is made so beautiful, it was very hard to collect film from them actually. But I put his name in that film, because no doubt his contribution is also there, my contribution also there, and because he made a good film on my father. In second film also, I given him as a director. You can see in that also we are both are director. But at that time we discussed everything. We both will be there, so there was no issue in that case. But in this documentary, this was the issue initially. But now there is no issue because I have given the second chance to Mr. Rohit Kudar. Still, he is in my contact, and even we are planning other film also. Yeah, that is the thing. But what is my choice? When I produce a film, I am not putting money only. I am putting is everything. Everything I am intervening. It is story, script, editing part, and even the how it to be shoot, changes of the things. So I have experienced each and everything right now. Even I can do alone, but still I want someone who was dedicatedly in this industry. So a better thing can be there. So I always discuss right now for any film. I will be the natural director, but okay, you will be the director. I will give your name also as a director. No issue. This is the thing.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Fabian, for your question, and Bhawani Singh ji for your response. Any other questions? Questions, comments, responses to the film? Anyone else? Please unmute yourself so I know that you want to speak.
Lot of people will
Yeah, so yeah, Tanya, please go ahead. I think Tanya has unmuted. Please go ahead, Tanya.
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. You are.
Good evening, everyone. So I don't have as such a question regarding the movie because it has been brilliantly made. So I don't have a question, but I have a general response from my side. So when I watched the movie, so first and foremost, when I read the title, it is very interesting. The Kisan Rajput. The title itself is very, very interesting because whenever we think about a Rajput, so because of the previous historical narratives which we all have read, so we imagine a person who is riding a horse, carrying a sword in his hand. He's running to kill the enemies or maybe anybody. So this is a constant image of a Rajput which comes in our mind. But when we see the term the Kisan Rajput, so suddenly the movie has broken the canon of traditional caste roles. Like now the hero is not the that very furious Rajput, but it's a very simple, tireless, skilled farmer. He's like very simple and he is the hero. So what I loved about this movie that it covered every aspect of life. It broke the canon of traditional caste roles. It broke the very canon of being a hero. And it is also about a simple family man. Like Umed Singh Rathore sir is very social. He's talking to everybody in the village. He's thinking about everything, like maybe the well, and he's talking to neighbors. And all of his sons, they are so respectful towards his father. The best thing is like all of the sons and daughter, they value their father, and especially him being a farmer. And I like this thing, like he is a family man. He's a great disciplinarian farmer. He's a social person, he's a father and a motivator. So this movie when we watch the movie superficially, the movie is about a farmer, but the movie has entailed everything in it, all the emotions of being a hero, a normal hero, a farmer as a hero. So I liked everything about this movie, sir. So it was brilliantly made. So that was all which I want to say.
Thank you, thank you. You really concluded it, and I just want to add about this title basically. Uh, there were two, three titles initially. Someone initially told Rajputo ka Kisan. Then finally, someone told Ek Unnat Kisan. But I dedicatedly and means this Ek Rajput. Normally, someone telling that if we will use Rajput or other maybe feel like that ki is especially forcing on the caste. But what you said, na, the narrative for the Rajput was that they are doing like that, they are Raja, king, or all these things. Actually, farming is done by the Rajputs till start. That I want to show in that one. And he is educated, but maybe due to some family issue, he has to come in farming. But he shown good performance in that also. Also, uh, another thing is that in other caste you can say the ladies and gents both go in the farm. The support ladies support the other means males also. But in Rajput, ladies do not go, even today, do not go in the farm. They do not, yes, at home they support, but farm they do not go. Still, my father has shown a good performance in farming at that time. So that is this the thing we this using this word Rajput, ek Rajput Kisan, because public was thinking Rajput do not do farming. They are doing. They are doing, putting hard works and achieve good things also in that time. And in this family conditions, especially the Rajput, when they their means ladies do not go for farming at farm, still they have shown this thing. That is the oral things basically using of this particular word ek Rajput Kisan to
Sir,
clear that
sorry to
narrative.
interrupt you, but I have a more question. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, yeah.
When I watch the movie, so there's a continuous bond between a father and sons. There is a 5 or 10 minutes part of the video, a movie, where you are talking about the punishments which you were given by your father. So can you tell us little bit about this? When we talk about Western or the foreign countries, so children, they don't usually talk much to their parents. They move out at an earlier age. So talking about this father son duo, or maybe the father daughter duo, do you think this helps? If still parents do keep an eye on you, they constantly surveil you, they punish you. So is it helpful for the very children's development in the future? So can you please tell us about this
Yeah, yeah.
also?
At our time when we were in school, and at that time our father were very strict. Even my brother when doing a diploma, and he just traveling in the train, fights with someone, then my father, when he came to my house, our home, my father beaten him very badly at that time. But now, as you are asking, is it necessary? Yes, it is very necessary. Even today, ladies means the family, the woman is saying that we have to use, we have to love to our children, and we have to, means we should not raise our hand on them. But what I think, up to 15 to 16 years, we have to be means strong, and we have to very strict, very disciplinary. It is very necessary, because if we will not strict, their direction may go anywhere, and it impacts their whole life. And in the last, now if I am feeling something, this is not taught us by our parents. Yeah, my parents didn't care that thing at that time, in during when I was child. So this thing will not come. Everyone want that someone keep eye on them and keep them disciplined basically. But parents are not doing due to some fear that he will do something wrong. That may be a issue later stage. And uh, female are more soft. They even advise their husband, don't do like that, don't beat, don't raise hand on our children. So I think up to 15 to 16 years, there should be completely strict disciplinary action should be taken if any wrong thing is done by the children, and should be keep eye on them. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks, Tanya. Anyone else who would like to respond now? Divya, you're also welcome to, come back and raise any issue at any point.
Nothing much to say.
Ah,
But one more thing which I liked very much when I was watching the film Bhavani Singh Ji was that your father knew that the shooting is going on, and he's standing in the Anaj Mandi and he calls one person Mukesh.
Yeah,
I mean, this gesture is so magnanimous. I mean, this shows his relationship with his, I mean, the people, villagers.
yeah.
He calls him for the photo to be clicked. So, just a little bit about his, I mean, gestures or his relationship with his community and the villagers.
My father till today means you can he is regularly selling lemon and other vegetables. Still he is going to sell means someone others is taking, but up from our farm to our home and cleaning till today he is doing. So he has very long lasting relationship with those people, because our from last 50 years our vegetables and grains in management go to marketing, and this in vegetable market means our this vegetables all types of, even I remember this lady's finger means bindi, uh, that is done means or I personally bought in the village by taking this chabdi, we can say like that. I have sold in the village ladies finger means bindi, and we have even bargat tree, you can say. We have taken the beads of the buds to spray in the farms for best productivity. So he has very good relation with those people from very long, you can say 20, 30 years, 35, 40 years, you can say. So they know everyone. That mandi, that is a marketing yard, you can say. So that's why this is the thing. You know each and everyone by name. So they also become happy. Arey, why like that?
That shows, I mean, villagers, when they were speaking about your father, it was so much of respect in their gestures, in their eyes. They were very enthusiastic to talk about him. One last question before Nikhila ma'am winds up this. Do you intend to make a film or any other farmer after this, I mean farming or farmer from Rajasthan?
I just plan to make a film on teacher, basically, documentary itself, because that is also an inspirational story, one of. But at that time, initially everyone was thinking like that, ki you are making film and making money, so some income will come at that time. But this documentary or whatever other film also I made, that is a social film only. So I didn't gain anything else from that film. Basically, public is thinking like that, yeah, we will solve the film like that, but it is not so. So my family itself told that you are right now, stop right now, because nothing is earned. You are telling that oh, I'm making film, there will be earning or whatever. But it's what also new for me. But I am happy that I made something for my father. I recognized him. I have given value to him. And same for this good Samaritan, I make a good film for society and for my brother also. So there is no sorrow. But yes, definitely it is my passion right now. And I will make only social film. Even I have planned a feature film also. Stories, everything was there. A documentary story is also there. So I will continue such good story. And once my financial condition will be again on track, I will do something. This
Thank
is
you
the
so much.
overall, yeah.
Over to you, Nikhila ma'am.
thank you. Thank you. Anyone else who would like to respond now? Please unmute yourself so I know you want to speak. Manoj, Tarakeshwar, Sridhar, Ajanta, anyone?
Good evening, everyone.
Yes, please go ahead. Tanvi,
So,
please. Yeah.
yes, actually, I have a comment. I found this documentary quite inspiring and interesting. I don't watch documentaries a lot, but I ended up watching this one in one go, and it shows how beautiful our country is, and especially the villages of India. and small places like this become such major parts of our country. And I would like to add a point that when he was talking about his children, how educated they are and whatever education they have got, he talked about his daughter that she could study only till class 8 and then she was married. And I found it so fascinating that he acknowledged this fact that she was educated till 8th, and now he is so modern in his approach, and he is so open that he knows that now the time has changed and how it is important to get educated, and how important it is to get education as much as we can. So this was really nice to see that he, after reaching such a age, he still knows that the time has changed. Not everyone of this age has this mindset, but I really, really like this thing. This is what I wanted to keep.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Tanvi. Anyone else?
This is also a great point, basically. I mean, this girls' education.
Yes, sir, absolutely. Thank you so much, sir, for your insights.
Yeah.
Anyone else would like to come in? Yes, Tarakeshwar, go ahead.
If there's nobody else, so I thought I will pitch in. I was thinking aloud about this documentary on Wolf's parents. At one level, it is quite common that though we don't call it as documentary, we have these celebrations when they reach a particular age, your parents, or their marriage 50th year celebration, 40th year, 60, like that. There are stages in life where you celebrate it. You also make a kind of a short video on them. You interview people whom they know and then present it. This model is also taken out from these popular reality TV shows where a celebrity is invited and through others' opinion you construct their life. So you invite their childhood friends, colleagues, whom even they might have forgotten, and you look for them and then bring them and then construct a kind of the character of your documentary or your show. So this is a quite, in fact, in the last few years, uh, uh, when many of my friends have turned 50, I've given 2, 3 bites to such films. So there is a lot of documentation that is happening, a kind of video documentation, a visual thing, but making it as a kind of proper documentary and then showing it and sending it for competition is something new. While the documentation itself, when they reach a particular stage in their life, is necessary, a kind of celebration, a documentary need not be celebratory. It needs to keep certain kind of distance and make a certain kind of truth climb. Unlike the video that you make for such other occasions. So this film, I thought, falls in between a documentary and also a kind of celebration of one's own father uh, uh, and the life that he has led when he has reached a particular stage in his life. I was also thinking aloud that one is this possible because the filmmaking, editing uh, has become easy now, not so expensive as it used to be earlier, and the technology is also more widespread. Uh, so in that sense,
It's breaking.
Yeah, we have lost you for a little bit, Tarkeshwar.
Maybe I think he was.
Yeah. Can you come back? Yeah. Tarkeshwar, we've lost
Documenting
you.
these lives, early celebrity. Now, everyone in our family, until it. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes. Now you're audible.
So while it is necessary to celebrate each and individual soul who has survived in this world and not only survived but also help others to survive, and parents, they not only survive, they also help their kids to survive in this world, and they go out of their way to sacrifice things for the survival of their offsprings. So in that sense, they're worth celebrating. In that sense, the concept of who is the object of a documentary itself is changing. And then this realization every individual's life is worth documenting and celebrating uh, is something that the philosophy is gaining widespread now. The reels and selfie are also a continuation of this mode where we become important rather than uh, somebody else. So in that sense, uh, this is also an immense archive is being created. A visual archive is being created. Earlier, we had only autobiographies or biographies. Only the great people used to write their autobiography, or somebody else used to write their biography. But now, these kind of autobiographies and biographies in visual mode is becoming more constant. And when this kind of archive is available to us, uh, the kind of history that we could write of our society would be different. Right now, our history is more political oriented in the sense that political events gain importance, not the ordinary lives of the people. So such documentaries bring and document for further research uh, the lives of the ordinary people who struggled in their life and came to a particular stage and helped others. So this kind of material would alter is has the capacity to alter the way we are constructing the history of our society. So in that sense, it's a very welcome sign. And thank you, Bhawani Singh Rathore, for making a film on your father. Uh, Not only just making a film on him, but also daring to exhibit it in different places and uh, allow yourselves to be judged based on what you have done. Uh, it's a really an entrepreneurial work that you've done, because everybody does something for their father, but making a documentary and then taking it to festivals and showing it to others and then inviting comments is not an easy job. So you have done that. Thank you. And apart from this, I just wanted to know about a few other things. Though it is about a kisan, is a land owning kisan. There is also another kind of kisan who comes in the film, contract farmer, contract kisan. So what is this contract kisan, contract farmer, and what is the relationship between the kisan and the contract kisan? That I just wanted to know more about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Tarkeshwarji. And you really analyzed well, because it's a very new concept, basically, totally what we are saying. And one scene you have seen that is actually before shooting this documentary in March 2021. The 1st January was the birthday of my father, and first time after in the 70 years, first time that this birthday is celebrated before this film shoot, basically. And I called all my relatives, around 250 people were there, to celebrate the birthday of a Kisan. And even a cake was also made like the just like a farming cake, basically. That the wedding scene is just taken from that particular party. And contract farmer is nothing else. Basically, in our language, in Rajasthani language, we call hiri. We can say yes, hiri. We can say like means he is given 50%. Say means he do work there basically. All cutting and seeding, everything. Water supply, electricity. If we are using any electric motor is there, and any other sources, whatever that expenses is the landowner. If we are the landowner, means my father is landowner right now, and there are 6 contract farmers basically. Contract means different side farms are there. So one individual person is given, he is the contract farmer, means he is given like 50%. Whatever the crops will be yield will be there, either it is vegetables, grain, that 50% will be given him, and 50% will be with us. And land and water supply will be from our end. This is the basically contract, but it is not done in written or any stamp. It is not. It is simple, in simple way. So they are also farmers, same like my father, but now he is at that level, means he is managing the things. Earlier he did, now he is also doing, but on simple, you can say 1 or 2 acre he has taken at his own, he is doing on. There is no contract farmer. Cutting, everything he is doing. So, like a garden is also he maintaining. So, this because his age is now 72 years, so he is maintaining that part only. Other part is given on contract. So they are also farmer, but some contract means 50% or whatever the ratio we decided. This is the thing.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Tarkeshwar, yes, go ahead. You had some other question.
No, I just thanked him for the
Okay.
Welcome.
Actually, Geeta has joined us on the phone. Geeta, do you want to respond? Can you go ahead? Yes, yes, I think you're audible. Can you all hear Geeta? Geeta, can you speak? Can you go ahead?
Yeah, thank, it's a strange way of joining, but anyway, I'm happy to be here and to say something about the film. I liked the film firstly it is made. I found the narrative really engaging, and also the cinematography was really beautiful. There were some really beautiful shots in the film. And what was very interesting was I liked the way you defined, the farmer, the idea of a farmer right at the beginning of the film. Not as someone who is uneducated, as is the popular perception, but as one who has really deep knowledge, about that whole organic process of growing crops. And this reminded me of a group of philosophers who call themselves barefoot philosophers, and this group is headed by Sundar Sarukai, who is an eminent philosopher of science. And his group has actually a YouTube episode on gardeners, in which, these barefoot philosophers, they interview gardeners to understand their relationship with soil, with the earth, and what they understand and how they perceive this process of growth, and in turn, how their work influences their own philosophy of life. So I saw a little bit of that in the way you have, structured the narrative, and how you have tried to show, is not someone who should be thought of educated in the narrow sense because he doesn't have a or whatever, but as someone who is far more integrated with the earth and the very process growth. So this was something that I was very fascinated by in your film.
Thank you so much, Geeta. Do you want to respond, Bhavani Singh ji?
He is saying right. And definitely this film is unique, and no doubt it will be always remembered forever, because it is totally different. Means how total inspirational and motivational film. Even every month, you can say 2-3 times I watch this film.
Okay.
Every
Anyone
time.
else? Anyone else who wants to respond? Geeta, any last words?
No, not really. I think I've said what I wanted to.
Okay. Divya, anything else to add?
I think I've said.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. If there are no more comments, let me begin by thanking Bhawani Singh Rathore ji for asking TFO to host a discussion on his film. I also thank Professor Divya Joshi for readily agreeing to initiate discussion on the film. Thanks to all of you who joined, who said, who shared your responses to the film, and we had a really interesting discussion. So I hope we can continue this conversation. As you know, this is the farmers, Green January, where we are having back-to-back discussions on films on farmers. This is the first film of the month. The next 3 films this month will also be films on farmers. So I invite all of you to be a part of the discussion. And once again, a gentle reminder, the links, both of the films and the Zoom links that we share, please do not share it publicly. They are meant only for TFO members, that is the film links, but the Zoom link can be shared with people that you know. So let us keep the conversation healthy and unproblematic. So thank you all once again for joining, and have a very good night and happy weekend. Thank
I
you.
would like to
Thank
thank
you.
Talking Films Online because they have also chosen my film and given a good analysis on this film. And I also thank to Fabian, who just referred me this Talking Film Online. And that's great. I thank you all the members of TFO